I had about 7 options for how I wanted to start this today, but I landed on this one, and there's
a lot of them.
There's no other way to go.
The media said what? The media said Joe Biden's president.
Oh, no.
This is Kenneth Copeland.
Jesus. Mass hypnosis. This is... God, that is frightening.
He looks like in Mortal Kombat when Reptile takes his mask off.
Yeah. It's definitely like that burning skull that you see when someone like in every movie where like the person has a bad acid trip or something, and like they see that skull that's on fire. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like I've only seen that with people's tampering with putting the Joker face on him.
Right.
So much scarier without.
So you've seen this clip? Yeah,
I've seen the clip with. Yeah, I guess I didn't turn the sound on when I was scrolling through.
God,
but.
it is. It's tremendous. It's
Jesus.
really, and I was like watching because I wanted the context.
Describe what just happened for the audio listeners.
Yeah, so we'll put this on our Twitter so people can see it. We're at the Goods Pod, but if you're just listening to this, basically there's this this preacher whose name is Kenneth Copeland, and Kenneth Copeland is probably best remembered last year when he bought a commercial jet for himself from Tyler Perry. And then was confronted at an airport by Inside Edition, and that is really fucking crazy too.
I think I remember that.
It's they roll up on him at getting into his Escalade.
Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. How do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need
For speed.
If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really the main.
Yeah, so he's one of them guys that you can hear him when he smiles because he's just got no water in his veins or in his.
He's one of those wax figure looking guys.
Yeah, it's like one of the eyes is going to spin like completely back around.
The rest of his face doesn't move.
that last clip, it's like it is frightening because everyone like starts like laughing at him too, and they're all like basically just spitting droplets in each other's mouths.
Well, yeah. Well, so for context, what's happening? Because I looked up the actual sermon that it's from, and he's basically talking about how you got to be joyful in the spirit and all that shit.
In a church,
and he's in a church.
Lots of people.
He's preaching in mega church, Kenneth Copeland Ministries, lots of folks, and he tells them, he's like, "Did you know that your brain can't tell the difference when you're pretending to laugh and when you're actually laughing?" He's like, so we should start off, which I think is like, isn't that like an improv thing where it's like we'll fake laugh until we laugh for real?
Yeah, you fake it until you make it.
I agree with that, honestly. If I'm fake laughing, eventually it'll be funny.
Right.
Yeah.
After the fourth or fifth.
So that's the context, but you can tell it takes him about 30 seconds of just maniacal ha 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 to actually get going.
He does the whole...
well, it's like that kind of laugh too, where it's like imagine me not being able to get laid, right? Ha ha ha!
Oh yeah,
with my huge ass dick.
And then like people have to be like, oh, okay. Yeah, no. You're right. Absolutely right. No.
yeah.
I mean, it's funny. It's fucking funny,
and well, I have like a bit of a theme for these first two, and those are I didn't just get my ass kicked, which is sort of the national mood on the right.
At one point, at a lot of it, he's standing at the podium. He starts there, and then when he starts doing the ha-ha, he just spins around and walks in a circle with his back towards the audience and then comes back around.
That clip is longer. He goes into the audience and is just like, ha, ha, ha. Like, it is unhinged, man.
Like when you're bombing at an alt comedy show on a wireless mic, and you can just walk wherever.
It's
now
like,
I'm bombing right in front of you.
it's like bombing too, because there's no real way to talk your way out of a bomb. You can be like, the crowd sucks or the whatever. You guys are uptight. there's no real way to talk your way out of it. So he's just making like it is the equivalent of the Ashley Simpson hoedown dance, where you're just kind of caught with your pants down.
You have no recourse. Yeah,
you have no recourse. So you have to like go to this like animalistic sort of like grunting.
Right. Well, and that's what all of like right-wing social media has been since the last time we recorded, because we recorded Thursday. So 7 years have passed since then. Just in terms of this shit. This is very similar because the last one is like, oh, they say that Joe Biden's the president, which is just like hilariously just ignoring the reality in front of you. And this is, I don't know if y'all are familiar with this guy. This is Terrence K. Williams. Who is...
I don't know Terry.
So I have a tattoo of that guy's face.
Do you now?
Of course, everybody knows him.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
So he is. He calls himself an actor and a comedian, and he got in on a grift.
Aren't we all?
A couple of years back, and. Because when you're looking at this video, and we'll put this on our Twitter as well, my thing was like, where did he get such a huge MAGA hat? He's got a giant
the
red...
type is very large.
It's crazy. It's crazy how big this hat is.
Almost as if it's meant to be read by 85-year-olds.
It doesn't fit him also.
No, yeah, it doesn't.
The bill is extremely huge. It's not just the fucking letter.
It's crazy until you realize that man is like 4'11". He is a teensy little leprechaun of a man.
Wait, go back to the other picture.
So,
wait, that's the same guy?
That is the same guy. That is.
Whoa, so he's successful in some realms of.
Oh yeah, no, he has a big following online and stuff. Like he's like a big hero of like he's literally.
This is the problem with social media, because I'm just getting info that I want to hear from people who I respect, and I'm missing all this entertainment from this guy.
Well, this particular guy is everybody's, if you have a racist grandma, when she tells you that she has black friends, she's talking about Terrence K. Williams on her Facebook.
Oh.
He's like that kind of like, people have referred to him as the MAGA leprechaun, and I think that is, it's real mean, but pretty funny.
Not a shot at his height, I hope.
No, it definitely is.
Oh, dear.
Well, it's not a shot at his Irishness.
Terrible.
Thought he
shot at his Irish? Was he a drunk?
I thought he was...
I can say that because I'm Irish and I'm currently drunk.
Well, so
tell us a little more about this short ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all I'm going to say is I want to play this, and just let's compare this to the Kenneth video, because it's along the same lines in terms of just hilarious denial.
Oh, y'all don't get it. Y'all just don't get it, do y'all? It's so cute. Y'all so silly. Y'all so silly listening to the media. Y'all really believe CNN? Y'all really believe fake news CNN and fake news Fox News? The media don't get to decide who the president-elect is. The media don't get to certify who the president-elect is. This is not over. Oh, y'all so silly.
It's the same shit.
Jesus.
That's been my whole weekend. America, like...
He just said Fox conceded to it, too.
They're done with Fox. They're breaking up with Fox.
Wow.
Because Fox called Arizona for Biden prematurely. So they're like, oh, Fox is in on the grift.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning of Trump starting his own news network.
Well, and it's funny because he'll fail at it, too, which is the best, because he's never done anything successfully except the one thing.
I was talking to Carly's roommate on the election night, and it was so crazy to think about. It's like, wow, it's like millions and millions of people fucking hate your guts.
I mean, well, I was in D.C. for Obama's inauguration.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the most glorious moments that I have ever lived through in my entire life, standing next to my friend Johnny Mose right in front of the Washington Monument, and they go, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the United States, Richard Cheney." And I heard 1 million people boo Dick Cheney. And it was I'm like, my soul just flew to heaven in that moment.
God, I forget he's still alive. Like,
and they wheeled him out in a wheelchair. That was the best part, was Cheney at the Obama inauguration in 2009. He was trying to get some sympathy points, so he like pretended that he fell down some stairs or something. So he was literally being pushed in a wheelchair like Dr. Strangelove, and he had like a fucking black fedora and was just like, "Mah!" And then they introduced Bush. and then they introduced Bush, and same thing, even a harder boo.
Wow.
It's just the fucking greatest thing ever. And
it's so crazy. I mean, either you go nuts and you start painting dogs, or you like, I mean, like, fucking like Dick Cheney, like there was like an Oscar-nominated biopic about how horrible he is.
Yeah,
and he's still alive. Like,
Oh yeah.
No, I bet guys like that are so fucking psycho that they love that shit.
right? They're like
That
cults
the-
of personality.
They're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, got a lot of haters.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, especially Trump.
yeah.
Because he knows, just like Bush knew, that he's going to get away with it.
no president ever gets in trouble.
That's what I mean. All these people online are being like, "Oh, just wait till Trump goes to prison." I'm like, nah, it's not gonna happen.
The president's got to protect that just because they know they're going to do something
Right,
mega illegal,
right,
so they
exactly.
got to act like nothing's a big deal.
Oh yeah, Obama said that shit is the minute he got elected was like, "I'm not gonna try to prosecute Bush for war crimes," and you're like, "All right, well, you've kind of given the fucking game away, haven't you?"
Yeah. It
but-
sucks when those conspiracy guys are like sort of right when they're like CNN has fake information and Fox has fake information.
Right,
Because then
right.
you're like, damn, he is right about that.
Yeah.
What else could he be right about?
But yeah, the end of that video is just him repeating over and over, "Y'all messing with the wrong one," which is exactly what you say when you get punched in the face outside of a bar and you're like trying to like scramble to your feet,
Yeah,
like,
that's
"Man, fuck you, dude! You messing with the wrong guy."
That's what the guy says in Borat when he lets the chicken loose on the on the train. He goes, "You're fucking with the wrong one, man." It's so fucking funny. And I mean the orig.
Yeah.
The good one.
The good. I like the new one. It was okay.
okay.
I mean, it was. You're right though. It was not as good as the first one.
But yeah, he tweeted today, "Biden supporters are saying that I should burn my book. No one wants to read it, and I should be ashamed to share my story about going from the Foster House to the White House and meeting President Trump. I'm not burning the American dream."
Yeah, please don't. Please don't burn it for us.
I want to read it now. It's available on audiobook with him reading it. I'm like, that would be
This is how he gets you, and then Rivers is gonna start believing.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I heard the book. I didn't used to agree, but he's got some points.
It's just still like professional wrestling rules. Like even the heel
Yeah.
can be the most popular person. in the league.
And it's working on Rivers. Rivers is a man who loves the heel.
do love a heel, especially when they're like 4'11". That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So do you think that's just normal type on that hat? Or
That's what I'm proposing. Is that is a no? That's exactly what I'm saying. Is that that is a regular hat, and he just is so small that it
I want him
looks
to like
huge on
talk
him.
his throat dry and then pulls like this huge vat of coffee near his
You
face.
realize it's just a cup. You realize it's a regular size cup.
He jumps in and takes a sip.
Oh man,
That's
yeah.
it. You know, hey, sorry, low blow.
Now, hey, there's another one coming here in a minute, and I think when you suck, that's fair.
I mean, you know,
It makes you
by
feel
roast battle rules.
Makes you feel less bad for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
If they're nice, it seems especially cruel.
But yeah, from the MAGA leprechaun, we now move to a guy who more and more people are talking about every day. And are noticing his
This is why you got to get off
positive-
social media.
his positive place in the world.
You had to think about Chet Hanks for 1 second.
Buddy, we've talked about Chet on the show before, and we've had a lot of fun at the expense of Chet.
Is he an official influencer now?
I don't know because he doesn't actually
I think
post.
it's official when Wikipedia says you are.
Yeah, well, he's a celebrity's child, and those people always just get a lot of followers just based off
right.
that.
Yeah.
But the thing about Chet is
Look, I caught my dad taking a shit.
oh, that would be awesome if he came in and started slapping him like Phil Margera.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing, chat?
There's no slapping in the bathroom.
There we go. Just trying to find it. Oh man.
So Chet posted something, and he doesn't post that much, and that's the thing. Is like when he does post, he knocks it so far out of the park that we must stand a king.
Hey guys, I just want to say that, now that Trump's leaving office,
on
I think it's
pills.
important to remember that he was the president, so we should show some respect. Them Ross. Donald no one around but big boss man Biden. Fuck them Ross, pussy clot boy. Go suck on a mother.
Whoa.
It's
Rastafari.
buddy. That
Pussyclot?
Yeah, he keeps saying Pussyclot and Bossman Biden.
Bossman Biden.
Which my observation is Tom Hanks' Black Sheep is America's new problematic goat.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like his heart's all in the right place, but it's like don't do the patois, don't do
No, but that's the thing. People aren't even that mad.
Yeah, people are like, this rules.
They're just kind of like, yeah, tell him what's up, you insane bastard.
Well, it's hard. It's one of those things where you see his eyes and you're like, this guy's so fucked up. I can hardly fault him for anything he's about to say or do.
His whole thing is he's a sober guy now, I think.
Bullshit. Look at that video.
I believe him. He's got that vibe. I'm not saying he's going to be sober forever, but he's definitely got that, like, he's putting off good vibes. He's got good vibes.
He's chill, but like there's still some like some fried receptors that
he knows what's funny about him and what's
Sure.
well, quote unquote funny, and that is that he does an offensive Jamaican accent.
You're giving him a lot of credit here.
He's gonna be like that guy in like a Netflix movie that's like The Prisoner or some shit like that.
If he is not in the next Harmony Korine movie, then there's no reason to have Harmony Korine. You know what I mean?
You know,
that's what he does, is puts weirdos like this in his movies.
I mean, I think he's gonna get some sort of like charactery.
One
like
day
he's the guy
will.
that sells guns to the horrible bosses kind of thing.
Yeah, put him in something, man. Why not?
Shit.
This is an untapped
Meth
resource.
head number 2.
number 2, or like method number 1. I think
Yeah.
he's legacy.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, that's I mean, I love the camera work. I love the psych where he he bit like a viper on that. My man bit like a viper.
I believed at first. I was like, "Damn, I didn't know he was like this."
Yeah.
And I was hold up, he's cool.
Yeah. No, Chet Hanks is ever since QAnon came after his dad, man, he's real fucking, he got
you don't fuck with my family.
Yeah. Don't tell him my dad's drinking kids' blood. Fuck you.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out in Beverly Hills and I'm slapping him in the bathroom.
I'm just doing coke in his fucking pool house.
Tom Cranks always plays the good guy. And, sometimes you need the bad guy to stand up for you. And Chet's not afraid to do
This is
that
what
for his-
happens
for
when
his
you're
biddy.
when you're too nice to your kids. they wind up like this.
It's true,
I wanted to also mention an actual Jamaican who sucks. Is this guy Errol Weber, who was born in Jamaica but just ran against the incumbent Karen Bass in this city in LA for the 37th House District of California, which is Culver City in South LA. This guy, he received 12,101 votes. Karen Bass received 140,000 votes. So, 88% of the
beat.
vote to 7.6%.
He might get beat.
Yesterday, he tweeted, "I'm going to the Los Angeles County Registrar's office in Norwalk today to audit the vote counting procedures. I will not concede. Every legal vote needs to be counted."
Jesus.
Which, look, Trump doing it, it's like we all knew he was going to do it, but that election is actually close in some states, so a recount makes sense. This guy's insane. I love it.
Well, it's like that's like the new go-to move for like the Republican psychopath is just be like, no, retaliate up. You are complete. Yeah, blah blah blah. You are completely inadequate at counting things.
I would say in the next 2 months, the total mood in America is just the farty sound that a balloon makes as the air is going out of it. Just that's the next 2 months.
They're smart enough to know that they can just tie shit up in the courts. And it'll just make it annoying for everybody.
It'll be annoying, but not for that long. Because at least for Trump, I mean, there's no case, and there's definitely no case for this motherfucker. So,
Now, this is the first lame duck president that we've all lived through.
Bush won, but I wasn't really aware of. I wasn't aware of what was going on at the time. But
Oh yeah, I forgot he was the lame duck president. Yeah, that's true.
I have a vague memory of waking up on the day after election day in '92 and asking my parents, like, "Did he win?" And they're like, "Yeah," and we were like real happy, and I didn't know why I was happy, but it's like the team my parents like won.
Yeah, same. I remember thinking the same thing about H.W. Bush. I was just like, my parents are happy, so I'm happy. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just going to be weird. weird.
And that
Especially
was
a guy like,
so uneventful too. Bush's lame duck. I mean, he didn't do anything.
well, I guess I better gather up my things.
Yeah, it's just like whatever. At least Trump is going out. I mean, he literally said to Vanity Fair, at least reported that he was like, "You're gonna have to take me out of here kicking and screaming." I was like, that would rule.
Please,
I would love to
please.
see it.
We all need to goose him up more so it gets worse the
It's
day
gonna
he
get
actually gets
worse.
dragged out.
Oh yeah, or he just goes out in the middle of the night. That's the thing. That's the other thing I'm thinking.
Oh,
It's like,
he can pull like the what's that guy who had the 2012 conspiracy? Harold Camping, I think his name was.
oh, what's that?
Well, he was this guy. His whole theory was that the world's going to end, and going with the Mayan calendar, that the world's going to end on 2012. And he took out for all these billboards and shit, and he got all these people to like come across the country and sell all their earthly belongings.
Oh, yeah.
And then when when it happened, when 2012, didn't see the apocalypse, he just holed up in his house and did not take reporters' questions until they left.
Damn, dude.
And then he died.
Wait, he died?
I believe he died not shortly thereafter.
Oh shit.
So it's like I think Trump's just going to kind of slink away. I think
There's. I mean, I said this before.
He's not a slinker.
he's not a slink. Well, I think he's all fucking talk. Like I think he's just gonna like.
He won't slink. He'll just go to Trump Tower in New York
And be annoying.
and just abandon ship and then be annoying from his thing, and then we'll skip. He'll 100% will skip election or inauguration day.
Of course. The minute someone from the army touches his arm, he's like, okay. No, I'm walking. Okay, yes, I'm walking. Yes.
I don't think he'll even come to that. I'm saying like January 18th. He's just in New York all of a sudden, and he's just like you said, being annoying.
He's going out.
starting a new party.
Right? Yeah.
He's going out the secret escape bunker.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get a picture of him walking to the helicopter.
Fuck no.
It's made by the best people. Going to be inhabited by the best people. We've got good people on it.
Middle Eastern Donald Trump.
Middle Eastern Donald Trump. Yes.
Buy my falafels. Oh, and that same guy, by the way, today tweeted, Michael Jackson is as much president-elect as Joe Biden is right now. So,
and also not dead.
Yeah. So,
I think what it really comes down to is, I hope this is, it really is just more of an exaggeration of the war on Christmas. Christmas is just it's going to be so awkward this year because no one's going to be there.
Christmas is winning. Christmas is winning hard, dude. They're playing Christmas music in the stores, on the radios already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking already.
Oh, man.
It's bad.
Well,
because there's only like 2 good Christmas songs.
It was
the
like
rest's fucking
like
ooh, let's guess what Sam's are.
Yeah.
I'm,
the weird horny one where it's like Santa baby sneak into my room late at night. Santa baby.
Someone's looking in the window, or what's that called? I don't fucking know.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
No.
Jack Frost nipping at your dick.
That's the same song.
Jack Frost nippling at your dick.
I mean, Sam's a hip hop guy. Maybe I'll go "Christmas in Hollis" by Run DMC.
See, I don't count that because they don't play it on the radio in rotation.
No.
Okay.
But that is probably the best Christmas
It's a good
song.
one.
I was thinking classic.
Oh yeah. Classic.
Traditional Christmas
Didn't Curtis
songs.
Blow have a Christmas rap, right?
He did, yeah. And of course, "Players Ball" by Outkast is also a good Christmas song there.
Yeah. Okay, so one they play on the radio, and it's not the horny one.
You're talking classics.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
I
talking
can
traditional.
Here Comes Santa Claus?
No.
Jingle Bell Rock.
Rivers just nailed it.
Is that it? Yeah, because that's kind of mine too. Yeah.
It's like the only good one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
It reminds me of Home Alone every time.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
At least you get to rock out. You don't get that with any of the other Christmas songs.
I mean, I rage to that song.
I mean, I do wish. Sometimes I listen to it, I'm like, this should rock a little harder.
Oh, yeah.
It would be good if it did.
I listen to Jingle Bell Rock in my car, and I hit my steering wheel so hard that the airbag deploys. Then I run into a fence.
I just complain that there's no solo the whole time.
Where's the solo?
No breakdown.
Yeah, I know. Where's like the mosh lane for that song? Someone needs to clear out the mosh lane for Jingle Bell Rock.
But
that has to exist. Some metalcore band is covered. My theory is that every popular song has been covered by some up and coming metalcore band no one's ever heard of.
Oh yeah, thanks to YouTube, weird covers are too popular now.
Yeah.
Speaking of Christmas,
Yeah.
This is suicide, my man.
Oh, we've got another of my favorite segments.
I can't get enough of that. Can you play it just one more time, please?
Oh, yeah,
Just one more
absolutely.
time.
Okay.
Read the headline and then play it.
Oh, wait.
This is suicide, my man.
Shout out, of course, to our friend Nerado Moore, at Rod for short on Twitter. Check me out. I was on his podcast, Uncle Rod's Story Corner.
Oh, yeah, I've been
this
on
week.
it. It's a great podcast.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was drinking Dugaritas. I was talking about...
Yeah, he insists that you drink. It's so funny.
It was funny.
I was on one of my I'm going to not drink forever now. And then, like, that lasted 24 hours. He was like, you're going to drink if you're on this podcast. And I was like, okay.
Oh, and then you got fucked up. I remember that day.
Yeah, I was like hungover and moody
Yeah.
on the podcast the next
Yeah.
day. And I was like trying not to smoke, and I was like, who gives a shit? I was like all mad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No
about that.
smoking Carter sucked.
Yeah, it does. Smoking Carter actually is better.
cool.
For everyone but my girlfriend. And people who don't want to lend me cigarettes in lines at open mics.
But yeah, it's Isaac Hansen from the band Hansen. This is from
Little throwback from yesterday.
I thought he had already literally committed suicide.
nope, they're still around. This is from his Instagram stories on November 1st. Well, it took 10 days to get this news to me because I don't really follow the Hansen circles.
You don't gotta lie to hang out with us.
November 1st, Isaac Hansen says, at some point very soon, Christians and churches, and for that matter, anyone of faith, is going to have to decide, is your faith more important than your fear? We are quickly approaching Christmas, and it too will be canceled by our governments, just like Easter, and Thanksgiving is suggested to be. I, for one, will not comply. I fear God more that I fear death, and far more that I fear my government.
Well, okay, so you're afraid of God.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's
And
like,
you
if
know
I
what?
don't celebrate Christmas, if I don't put a Santa hat on, God's going to send me to hell.
Do you know how fucking pissed off God gets when people don't take Christmas seriously?
All Jehovah's Witnesses are going to hell.
Yeah.
He's not a Jehovah's Witness.
No, but they don't celebrate any holiday.
Oh, I understand.
I used to tell people at Subway, it's like, if you make me work on Christmas, you're kind of getting in God's ass
Man,
with
that's
that.
so sad that it's open on Christmas. It's sad that like Jack in the Box is open on holidays too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, God damn, I feel so bad for those people working.
It's like the same thing as like the whole like, we open your safety is our number one kid. It's like, you don't give a fuck about anything but making money. And like people who get Jack in the Box, like no one's happy to be there on Christmas.
No.
Nobody.
I'm going to go to Subway by myself on Christmas and get a turkey sandwich. Just to remind me of the holiday.
I'm going to get a cookie because it's that time of year.
On his Instagram, by the way, Isaac Hansen is talking about how he is reading one of Teddy Roosevelt's biographies to his children at night.
Jesus.
Which is so bizarre.
At least my dad had the common sense to read it to himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what happened to Where the Red Fern Grows and fucking Shiloh and shit?
Jesus.
Books about dogs. These are the things children love.
I was bringing it up to you
Dead
earlier.
dogs.
You got to think
Kids
that
love
this,
iPads now.
That's
They
true.
don't even want to see a paper.
But they are really Christian, so it's like if you give them iPads, you might as well just be giving them hardcore pornography.
that's what they're going to use it for.
I mean, that's
all they're going to use it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people think I'm talking to people on the phone, but I'm just listening to porn really intently. The thing about the Hanson brothers is I think that's the only bit of their music besides Bop that gets any play is their Christmas album. People ironically play it at Christmas parties, and they're like, remember this stupid shit? And like now there's not going to be any Christmas parties, so no one's going to stream that shit. Like, who's going to sit at their house alone and stream the Hanson Christmas album?
I mean, I guess
right
it's-
before they blow their brains out.
The Subway sandwich eater.
Subway sandwich employee / eater. Oh man, yeah, no,
I
I
guess
mean,
it's gonna be us. Is who's gonna be?
When I worked at the
Yeah.
sandwich shop one day, like it was the day after Thanksgiving, and some guy came in and ordered a turkey sandwich, and I was
Yeah.
just you sad fuck when I was making it.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Did you work at Subway too, Rivers?
I never worked at Subway, but
I think everyone has to do their nickel in Subway.
No, I worked at I feel like I worked at Hungry Howie's, but I think we were closed on Christmas. I don't think I've ever actually had to work on Christmas, except for did I have to do? Oh man,
This music's great.
Did I have to do it at the Melt, the shitty grilled cheese sandwich store? Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway.
That's more depressing than the turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
I want a fancy grilled cheese.
You know what make me feel good about being desperately alone on the worst holiday to be like that? It's a $13 grilled cheese sandwich because I'm also a fucking idiot.
Local businesses who stay open on Christmas should just they shouldn't even go with some whole it's fun for the whole family on Christmas agenda. They should just be like, we don't believe in God, and neither should you. Have a grilled cheese sandwich.
Look, you're sad. We know we want money. Let's make something happen here.
This. We both know this holiday's bullshit. You know that.
But yeah, everybody got mad at Isaac Hansen, so he offered a follow-up. I'm glad I said what I did about there being a line for me with COVID, so let me give you more context since my post was pretty out of the blue. 2020 has been very hard for all of us. I am sure of that now. Jesus, this is like one of them fucking YouTube comments. The punctuation is so horrible. I am sure of that now. 10 months into the pandemic, we are all having to start asking ourselves many different hard questions. I've been discussing this with many others, and I'm now sharing it with you. This overarching question I am asking myself is, as this pandemic persists, what is your line with COVID? Which is how he started this paragraph. So he literally just said nothing for an entire paragraph of being like, well, there's got to be a line. And I was just thinking, because I do some thinking from time to time. And every time when I think, I'm like, there's got to be a line. And you're like, that was the most useless fucking paragraph I've ever read.
It's crazy because he's known for his writing.
He did write all the songs, I think. I think that was his whole thing, was he was ugly, but he could write.
Yeah, the ugly one.
Yeah, he is for those listening, he's the tall, ugly guy. Yeah, he's the one that looks like his face got hit with a fucking coconut really hard.
Yeah.
And part of his face is just off to the side now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Munch painting.
He's turned off all the comments on his Instagram, so you can't even make fun of him for reading Teddy Roosevelt's book to his children. But
Teddy Roosevelt's book, it's like the little Teddy and the Rough Riders. Is it like a children's book, or is it just
it's the book he wrote? Like, it's his autobiography, one of his many autobiographies.
Oh, he wrote several himself?
Oh, yeah. Teddy Roosevelt was a man of letters. People forget that.
As narrated by Dean Norris.
No, as narrated by this idiot as he's reading it to his children, and based on how he writes, I'm sure it takes him a while, because Teddy was a man of letters. So, just, what is
Dad, I'm tired and don't care about this anymore. Please let me go to sleep.
I have to look up the definition of the word absconded.
25 pages to go.
But in the course
of the house that Umbop built.
But in the course of looking up more about about the ugly one, turns out that the little one gets one of these as well.
This is suicide, my man.
Because apparently, back in June, we missed a whole story that Hanson fans refer to as Pinterest Gate. Which is where basically over the summer, Zach, who's the younger one, the drummer,
the dreamy one.
I think
Taylor's the dreamy one. He's the hot one. I like how we both jump to attention.
It's Taylor. No, shut up.
All right, we all got our own opinions. I like them young.
Yes. As Sam said that, he peered over his very Stanley Kubrick style. That was awesome.
Isn't that the Beavis and Butthead joke where they're watching Umbop and they go, these chicks are hot?
These chicks are hot.
So Zach's social media accounts included a YouTube channel and a Pinterest board, and they discovered that he had an alternate account called ITI Airsoft, because he's really into playing airsoft with his buddies.
What now?
It's like
airsoft guns.
It's like paintball.
It's like paintballs, but they don't. It's not paint. They're just like pellets.
They're little plastic BBs.
You can put your eye out with that.
Yeah. They will have to wear headgear. And
yeah.
If you like playing Call of Duty, dude, this is the next step.
This is the next level.
If you want a real adrenaline rush,
dude, I'll just join the army.
Yeah. So he got this account to, I guess, communicate with his airsoft buddies, but the last post they made was in like 2015, and since then this Pinterest board has just been his repository for like conservative memes. And so it's literally, they just uncovered that like the guy had like 500 like AOC should fucking die like those types of memes,
Yeah.
which means that if AOC is being referenced, then bare minimum this is from like 2018, so he can't even claim like that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
He's like, AOC just, you wouldn't have known about her prior to 2018.
I meant airsoft oxygen control.
That was the airsoft Oxycontin group I'm interested in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help those people out. He's got that kind of Berenstain Bears like kind of Fabio mane going right now too. How old is he now?
I think he's like our age. I think he's the youngest.
Is he our age?
I believe he is. Yeah, he's probably in his early to mid 30s. Let's see.
I still don't believe anybody who still listens to their music would be upset by any of this. If you've stuck it out this long.
I think the exception to the rule would be like, oh, they're normal.
Yeah. I guess if you like some music or something, you think these guys are probably like me. That's why we connect over this music.
Okay, he's a year older than me. He's 35.
35?
Yeah. So
Right.
I don't like him anymore.
But yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I thought he was young.
Yeah.
The Reddit, there is the Hanson Reddit, and then there's also where I got this from, Post Hanson, which is just angry Hanson fans.
Where is that?
On Reddit. Reddit
okay.
r/post Hanson.
Jesus, and all these people are in their 30s.
No, it's just people. Yeah, exactly. It's just people our age being like, I am so fucking upset at Zach Hanson right now. You're like, wow, you're the first person that's had an opinion about Zach Hanson in 20 years.
You have Spotify. You know what I mean? Like, you can listen to fucking the entire wealth of history's music, and you're still listening to Hanson.
Dude, yeah. I like listening to old music that I've liked for a while, but it does make me think sometimes, like, I'm going to get old and out of touch if I listen to this. And that's what I imagine every Hanson fan is like. They're just like, I'm in 1995, always, baby.
Yeah, because that's when I was happiest.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to do was make my sign that said, I love you, Taylor. That's all I wanted to do. And then Bobby came along, and then the divorce and the kids.
Well, I think that's what happened to Zach. He was playing airsoft, and now he's got kids. And he's just sitting there being mad about Alexandria
looking at his guns, just thinking like, man, if my kids get out of line, I get to shoot them.
This is technically a gun.
Yeah. It turns out also, last thing, Taylor, he's got good politics. He's the good one.
The middle child,
middle one, the hot one, the one that was in Tinted Windows with the late Adam Schlesinger.
What?
Yeah, do you ever listen to that? It's not good, but it's good in theory. It's James Ehoff from the Smashing Pumpkins, Bunny Carlos from Cheap Trick, Taylor Hanson, and fucking Adam Schlesinger from Fountains of Wayne had a super group called Tinted Windows.
I love the term "good in theory."
No, because you know why? Because
Carter, please back me up. Sam thinks I'm being ridiculous.
No, I agree. I agree. It makes sense when a bunch of good musicians get together, and then it just fucking sucks because there's too many cooks or whatever.
Well, that's the thing is like all those people. Taylor Hanson's the wild card, and when you hear the rest of the lineup, you're like, I will listen to this.
Yeah, like Bunny like the drummer from Cheap Trick and Adam Schlesinger. To me, that sounds like it's going to be like some '90s power pop revival, like Matthew Sweet influence kind of shit, which I like.
It's kind of that, but you could see what they were going for, and they just fall very far short of the mark.
Really?
Yeah.
How so? I'm curious.
Just
all over the place.
Yeah, but it's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a shot at being this like pop journeyman songcraft.
It's just not as good as you would hope, and that was all they did. But yeah, anyway. They all of this came about because he posted on his personal Instagram Black Lives Matter after the George Floyd thing, and the other two brothers didn't. And so people were like, what's up with the rest of the Hanson bros? Like, why are they?
You're telling me that the ogre and the gremlin,
the little tiny
that changed this prince up,
the teensy leprechaun man, and the ghoul.
Like his little drumstick is as big as his arm. Look at that.
Yeah, and the tall gargoyle.
And the tall gargoyle man.
The tall goyle.
The tall goyle.
Yeah,
that's a tall goyle over there. I tell you what. His old gin joint from the 30s.
Well, anyway, the point is 2/3 of Hanson.
This is suicide, my man.
There we go.
Maybe this was one of those publicity stunts to get people talking about him again.
Yeah, well, they were playing a concert in a venue with people, so I guess they're less mad than they would have been if that had just been the only thing they were doing.
Yeah.
So, but it's Oklahoma, so
That's where you go to get COVID.
that's
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
what I
God,
heard.
that's where you go to leave immediately. Never been though. I've just heard.
Yeah, I'm from Texas, so that's the state we hate.
Really?
For no reason.
That's like our Mississippi.
Yeah, exactly.
Mississippi is like the wasteland, like fucking like God, what would ever behoove you to go to Mississippi?
That's like Oklahoma. They're like, yeah, it's just a bunch of cowboys up there, but shittier. It's just like you go 50 miles south of Oklahoma. It's exactly the same.
Well, no one wants to be like at the shit end of the stick. Like even Alabama is like, yeah, but we're not Mississippi. You know what I mean? Like,
Thankfully, Florida exists, so every state can do that.
yeah, so every state in the Southeast could do that.
I wonder what Florida hates.
Oh,
Cubans.
Yeah, I was going to say the Dominican Republic.
Latino people. Minorities.
STD tests.
There's a lot of minorities in South Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's very
I know.
diverse
That's
state.
what I mean. That's why people in Orlando are like, oh, I don't ever go to Miami. I wouldn't ever go to fucking
Yeah, my
Miami.
aunt lived there with her kids, and she would make them sleep with a knife in their room.
Now sleep with this sharp knife pressed up against your body,
Because she
and
was
don't thrash around.
paranoid that people would come kidnap them or something.
Oh my God, it's funny, man.
I don't think they ever needed to use it.
Yeah, probably
Living
not.
in their nice suburban home.
Now take this bayonet and sleep with it right underneath your head.
I wanted to play you this and then read the worst response I've ever heard to anything.
Okay.
So this is Anderson Cooper. This is like 2 nights after the election where basically Trump came out and said some crazy shit. Like normal, who cares?
That is the president of the United States. That is the most powerful person in the world. And we see him like an obese turtle on his back, flailing in the hot sun, realizing his time is over.
So that's the quote, right? That's pretty fucking funny, especially coming from just like a very stoic, serious newsman. You know?
Yeah, to call him a fat turtle.
An obese turtle.
I think like obese is like he couldn't help himself.
It's
It's like
so
this
funny.
fat fuck.
It's
Like you
so
gotta say
funny.
obese.
On his
Yeah.
back, squirming around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flailing. I like the detail in the sun.
Yeah.
Because everybody's seeing this.
Because if it's nighttime, that turtle might get away, but in the sun, you're gonna burn.
I understand the sentiment and I understand the poking at Trump being a fat fuck idiot, but like I don't really understand the metaphor. Like he's like a turtle poking. He's like a turtle on his back.
Obese turtle on his back in the sun. It's what he's saying. Like
It's like the uselessness. Like yeah, he's like the uselessness of him cooking, but it's like turtles are good.
yeah, no, it is insulting to turtles. If
Yeah,
anything.
you like turtles. Like you
Yeah.
know the whole thing. It's like he's more like this like fucking like this fatted
was
fucking
gonna say a
rat that's like eating everything, and now he's trying to like like he's like
he was definitely
Templeton
like
and Charlotte's Web. Yeah,
He was like talking to his friend about the whole situation, and he like riffed that, and he's like, "Hold on, I need to write this down." He's
like
got his phone out. And he's like, "I'm gonna say this on TV."
Yeah.
yeah. He's like a turtle. It's like maybe he's more like a rat or
I was
something.
gonna say I would have gone with it's like the end of Spaceballs where Pizza the Hut eats himself.
yeah. Like when you think about a turtle on its, I mean that's the first part of Blade Runner where he's like, there's a turtle on its back and it's cooking in the hot sun, but you're not helping that turtle, are you? And it's to judge that you're an empathetic human,
Right,
is if you
right.
react to that. So it's like, yeah, I don't know if that's the right metaphor because like you think of a turtle cooking on its little belly and you're like, oh, I don't want to think of Trump like that. I want to think of him as like this like fat rat that someone found. And it's like, yeah, there he is. He's been eating all the fucking dog food.
If Trump was a turtle on his back, I'd be like, "I'll help you, but I'm only gonna do it by running up and kicking you. And if you land on your feet, okay. If not, I'm done here."
But I wanted to share the worst take I saw all weekend, and it's from at Pia Glenn, who is a Broadway actress. For context, she is beautiful, like like stunning, like looks like a fucking statue and shit. And also, I found out she dated Salman Rushdie for 2 years.
Who's that?
He's the author. He wrote the Satanic Verses and Midnight's Children, and he's a famous author. Basically, the most famous thing with Salman Rushdie is that the Iranian government declared a fatwa against him in the 80s.
Oh, cool.
So he's awesome. But he also the pictures of them together do look like a garden gnome hugging the Venus de Milo. It is just this is very shortest today of me.
Sorry to all of our
you guys
height
are great.
inclined listeners.
But if you're offended, just grow some bigger bones, you short fuck.
Just so you know, I'm a big, tall, gangly fuckface. So it's tomato, I guess.
But yeah, this is Piegelin's quote. Allow me to be the party pooper who reminds you that Anderson Cooper really didn't need to say obese there. It adds nothing. It perpetuates fat phobia. And for fuck's sake, the list of things you can say about him that are actual insults stretches from here to the moon. Do better, people. And as I said,
I get it. I understand what you're saying.
As I said on Twitter, as a fat guy, I can tell you, go for it. You're allowed to call Trump fat.
Come on. Yeah.
You know why? Because he fucking hates it.
Yeah, he hates it. He thinks he's like this John Wayne badass, and it's just like, no, you're not, fatty. And that's the only thing. Sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. And you got to the only thing you got to say something's going to hurt his feelings. You can't be like, you insensitive jerk. And he's like, no one insensitive gets anything done.
You're racist.
Yeah.
I'm not.
He'll be like, these people who are saying this about, who are these people? He'll just change the subject. But if you call him fat, every time I've been called fat in my life, which is a lot, every time I've been called fat in my life, you can't refute it. You can't just suddenly shrink.
Yeah, well, and you know that he hates it because he had his personal doctor tell everyone that he only weighed 230 pounds.
Buddy,
which is what I weigh.
What is this, me? Yeah, what is this, me trying to give a fake weight for my license?
Yeah. That's if I'm doing real good during the week, I'll be hovering between 230 235.
I feel you, man.
And fucking Trump is way taller than me.
He's
first of all,
fucking whale. I mean,
there's no goddamn way that's true. So he had a doctor lie to the public about his height and weight,
which shows how much of a little boy he is
and how much he hates being called fat. So call him fat.
And he's rocking 280 285, something like that.
Easy 300, dude.
You think 300?
Sometimes there's that one picture when he came back from his first show back after, well, not after COVID, but in the middle of it, when he started doing live shit again.
Yeah.
And he's got his tie undone. He's walking from Marine One back to the White House. He's fucking gigantic. He looks like a goddamn like a fucking real slimy linebacker or something. Just fucking huge. He's got those big fake shoulder pads, so it exaggerates it. And he's just he's real sweaty.
He's always looked like a big mound of fleshy pudding. And we're it's old pudding, so it's the skin's kind of flaking off of it. You can call him fat.
That's fine.
Come on.
And also in the course of looking this up, basically the whole story of me today was reading things and then just poking one little bit of the wall and the wall just crumbling. Oh my God, there's more here. So his doctor is this guy Ronnie Jackson. And I was thinking it was the guy with the crazy hair that everybody was making fun of, when he first came into office. But this dude's he's from the Navy. He's a naval doctor, and he also just ran and won his Congress race. So that the guy who told everyone that Trump was a sprightly 230 pounds is about to be a congressman in Texas.
So he's a good liar.
Yeah, but I
can
just
stick to a story.
I just wanted to read this about him. Senator John Tester told CNN on April 24th, 2018, that Ronnie Jackson was known as the Candyman inside the White House, according to 20 people who brought these concerns to the Veterans Affairs Senate Committee. He would allegedly hand out Ambien, Percocet, Provigil, and other prescription drugs like they were candy.
Wow. So he's more like a pusher man.
Yeah, well, he's now the congressman. CNN reported that during an overseas trip in 2015, an intoxicated Ronnie Jackson loudly knocked on several hotel room doors looking for a female employee, so noisily that the United States Secret Service had to stop him from potentially waking up then President Barack Obama. So they're in Dubai or some shit. And he's like, Jada! Which one are you in?
Gina, I'm fucking lit off pills.
Now, we're not going to deal with that.
Yeah.
We're not going to.
If I hear the fucking Candyman
If I hear the Candyman
again,
Man.
in this hotel,
I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
I don't know why, but I'm going to be staying in the hotel in this Marriott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson was widely criticized for giving a glowing assessment of President Trump's health, saying that, quote, if he had a healthier diet over the last 20 years, he might live to be 200 years old.
Wow.
And that he had, and I'm quoting, incredibly good genes, and it's just the way God made him.
Wow.
So,
perfect.
That's that guy. And now he's a congressman. How many points did he defeat the guy that he was running against by? 63 points. So,
wow.
And he was, of course, running against a guy named Gus Trujillo, who was a lame-ass moderate Democrat who supported ICE and Border Patrol and was working towards getting everybody, quote-unquote, access to health insurance. So, that worked out for Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Run this guy and have him say a bunch of bullshit and get beat by 63 points by Trump's quack doctor. I have so much shit, but I just want this just happened. So while I was researching the show today and looking up these stories and shit like that, this was just happening ambiently in the background, and it just kept getting crazier and crazier. And I know y'all are off Twitter, and there's lots of our listeners who are not on Twitter, so I'm gonna try to fill you in. Respect. And if you are, hey, tweet at me because I'm still very active at Rivers
And
Langley.
he's bored.
I'm
he
trying.
likes a notification now and then.
I love it, dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm easing back into it. I'm easing back into it.
Tweet at Carter.
Yeah, tweet at me. Tweet
Yeah.
at me nonstop.
Yeah. So there's this guy. His name is Dean Browning, and he was...
Sounds familiar.
There's no way that anyone knew about this man until today. He's the former county commissioner of Lehigh County in Pennsylvania, and just recently was about 2,500 votes away from being the GOP's nominee in Pennsylvania's 7th congressional district. So he actually lost his race, which is good. But I'll read his Twitter bio. It says, former Lehigh County commissioner, a proud pro-life and pro-Second Amendment Christian conservative, dedicated to enacting common sense solutions to keep America great. And he's got about 51,000 followers. So,
Fuck.
So
I would never quit Twitter if I had that many.
I mean, it's out of your hands at this point.
So 2 days ago, November 8th, he tweeted, "What Trump built in 4 years, Biden will destroy in 4 months." Which is one of them things that, like,
You mean like he will destroy like ignorance to COVID?
that's what I
protocols
mean.
and,
Yeah,
like-
it's like depending on what your beliefs, that either sounds great or
That's great then.
terrifying.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds fine. I'm okay with that. I don't think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna keep beating the shit out of people in the streets. But hey, whatever. That would be cool if he even thought about it. But so somebody responds. This guy at a dunk S5 responds with just some shit that's not important. You mean what Obama built in 8 years? Trump trying to take credit for the first 3. Trump destroyed in 3 months. Blah blah blah. Just some like liberal shit.
Right.
The reply from at Dean Browning PA. So it's coming from the same guy. And just in case you didn't know, Christian, conservative, pro-Second Amendment, Republican from Pennsylvania. Is this guy white? 100% this man is white. But confusingly, he replies from his own account to the liberal guy being like, you mean what Obama built? He says, I am a black gay guy. And I can personally say that Obama did nothing for me. My life only changed a little bit, and it was for the worst. Everything is so much better under Trump, though. I feel respected, which I never do when Democrats are involved.
Wait, that's the same account as the first post?
Yes.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Obviously, Browning was the owner of another Twitter account. This is from Vox. One claiming to be a black man who loved Trump, and he simply forgot to log in before pressing the reply.
Man, and he didn't notice. That's something you could delete in 1 second.
Well,
if you're aware.
I mean, it's easy to do if you got the app because you just don't notice that you're still on the thing. Because I run my Twitter and at the Goods Pod too, so it's I've done this before where I've accidentally tweeted something from the show. It was supposed to be mine, stuff like that. But
the same thing happened to me. One time I got 50K likes because I tweeted 20 commas.
that true?
No.
I was ready to believe you. I don't know. People like weird shit on there.
They sure do.
Yeah, but the point is, at the Goods Pod is I'm not posing that as a gay black man. It's just me. You know what I mean?
He's not a poser. He's just being himself.
Right. Well, he's got this burner account where he obviously just responds to himself pretending to be a black gay man, and he just fucked up. So Browning, who left the tweet up for several hours later in the day, though, said that it was actually all a misunderstanding. So
I got hacked.
Yeah, well, it's better than that, actually. People started just being like, hey, you obviously have a burner account where you've been pretending to be a black man. And he says, this is from him earlier today. Regarding the tweet that is going viral from my account right now, I was quoting a message that I received earlier this week from a follower. Sorry if the context was not clear. Trump received many record minority votes and record LGBTQ votes. Many people won't say it vocally, but they do in private. So he posts that, and within the span of a few minutes, Washington Post journalist Philip Bump claimed to have found the smoking gun, the fake account in question. Quote, you know who replies to Dean Browning a lot? A guy named Dan Purdy, a gay black Trump supporter who joined Twitter in October, wrote Bump, including screenshots of Purdy's frequent replies to Browning. So the handle is at Dan Purdy 322, and it's an account with a cartoon of a black man wearing a beanie as its avatar and a Trump 2020 logo as its header. As people on Twitter soon discovered, it also has a history of posting extremely racist and sexist remarks. Sample tweets include, quote, black people can't count, and, quote, black women will be the death of America, among many other things, in Purdy's short time on the platform. So he got on there in like October 2020 and has just been writing like crazy racist shit on there, basically.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
the classic racist tool.
Exactly.
Where they're like, I can say anything about race. I'm part Native American.
Yeah.
And then they're just some racist white guy.
Yeah. Like these are some other ones from at Dan Purdy 322. I'm a gay black guy who doesn't like the way black women are treating this country. This one's my favorite. My black gay ass will be first in line on Tuesday when I re-elect Donald Trump. So again, this is just a white guy in Pennsylvania who lost his Congress race, is now just sitting there and just pretending to be, he's got his own Ziggy Stardust, his own alternative personality.
Well, it's because none of this shit on the internet is merited by any sort of fact, and you can just say whatever the fuck you want about yourself.
So much of it's fake.
Yeah.
So
it's
much
like
of it's not real.
None of this is founded in reality or any credible news source. It's just people spouting off, trying to be like manipulative.
I also love to just start out statements with like, I am black and gay.
You did it over and over. And it's so funny when you like see the guy like who was doing this, except that all of a sudden, so I'm following this, right? Like I'm writing about Isaac Hansen, and I'm like, oh well, this is obviously the funniest thing I've got today is we'll all shit on the Hansen brothers. When all of a sudden this pops up on Twitter.
Hey guys, my name is Dan Purdy, and I am indeed a gay black man. The message that you saw on Dean's Twitter was posted. I don't actually know how it was posted, but I did send it to him because I had a problem with how people of my race and sexual persuasion are treating Donald Trump. I don't have a problem with Donald Trump on those levels, and I don't understand why so many pretend to. Donald Trump has never done anything to hurt me, either as a gay man or as a black man, nor has he done anything to hurt anybody in the 4 years that he's been in office, because he hasn't had time to. So what's the big deal? I sent that message to Dean. Dean accidentally posted it somehow, and that's the end of the story. No, he's not a sock puppet. No, I'm not a bot. I hope you understand.
Okay. Yeah, you really need 8 years to fully destroy democracy.
So,
that guy looks like if Joe Rogan stopped taking steroids.
Someone on Twitter said he looked like a melted milk dud.
Yeah, not wrong.
But that pops up, and all of a sudden
they can't even make a fake screenshot of a DM.
Oh yeah, no. Well, they get this video of this guy claiming to be the guy. He's saying that he is in fact Dan Purdy. And he's like, I am Dan Purdy. So all of a sudden, everybody's like, holy shit, is this the guy? Did we just get owned? Like, is it a real guy? So Many of the replies to the video ask questions like, how much is he paying you? And accusing him of being a hired actor. Internet sleuths like John Herndon, better known as @Fart, used Google to discover that Dan Purdy was also the name listed on a suspended account that had a history of several other aliases, including the names like Patriarchy and White Goodman. So they found all this like internet cache basically on Google of what this account used to be before it was Dan Purdy, and they found out they had the same goddamn, he didn't even bother to change the avatar. It's still the same like smiling guy, like, hey. But yeah, that account had gotten suspended, I guess. So then while all that's going on, we get a second drop from the man himself.
I want Joy Reid to get in touch with me and let me know how life is so bad in America for black people when she is where she is, Michelle Obama is where she is, Whoopi Goldberg is where she is, I am where I am. What's the problem?
So we get that second drop, and it's at exactly that moment when he drops that second thing that someone named Jennifer Burke @MeSoOrnery1 responds to that video. This is William Holt. His name is not Dan Purdy. I know who he is, and he's a piece of shit. So it turns out that the guy who said he was Dan Purdy is this guy, William Holt, who is it's like some shithead who writes about how feminism is killing Star Wars. He's like one of those guys.
Yeah.
Because they immediately found his Facebook, his Instagram, and his Medium. These are the titles of a few of his articles. Feminists add Disney's Aladdin to their bonfire in praise of weak women. Overlord, an anti-feminist review. Ozark, Season 2, an anti-feminist review. And Lost in Space is lost in feminism. So now
he just writes about stuff he loves or hates and then puts feminism into it somehow.
Right. He has like something like one of the first
Feminism Ruins Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
yeah.
Like, no, that was Jar Jar Binks that ruined that one.
No, that's what I'm talking about. A feminized Jar Jar ruined the... No, there is like the first article that's on his Medium is him just being like, there's too many daughters on TV. Let's get some more sons. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Leave it to Beaver, man.
It's so crazy. So the next thing that happened, they found his LinkedIn, and they list two companies. One, interestingly, he lists his thing as boutique landscaping in Philadelphia. So, like the other funniest story that happened over the weekend, more landscaping in Philadelphia. And then also a company that I believe is it's spelled Patonium or Neonium, but I believe it's supposed to be
Plutonium.
I think it's supposed to be like platinum, so it's supposed to be pronounced Platinum. And I was like, well, what is platinum?
Like
so
patting them down.
Right. Well, no, I think it's like supposed to be like platinum, but you click on the Platinum website and it just takes you to
Patton Oswalt's website.
No, better actually, the website of Patti LaBelle.
Oh.
And it turns out this man is Patti LaBelle's son.
Whoa. Holy shit.
All of this is happening live for me. This is why you're on there, is because you're just following you're surfing the info superhighway and you're just like, wow, this guy seems like a dick. This is pretty funny. And then all of a sudden the bottom drops out and you're like, huh? So it turns out that, the guy who was pretending to be, Dan Purdy or whatever the fuck he said, people immediately identified him because his Facebook is just open and there's just a million pictures of him with Patti LaBelle. Mm-hmm. And so people are like, who is this man? And then they figured out pretty quickly he's Patti LaBelle's biological nephew, but she adopted him. So he's her son.
So this is her fault.
I guess, yeah.
Patti LaBelle canceled. But it makes sense if you grew up with money
Bingo!
to be conservative.
That's exactly the thing. Is because in that whole rant, he's like, what about Whoopi Goldberg? What about me? And you're like, who are you even? And then you're
what
like,
does that mean?
Yeah, he's like saying like, oh, you're saying that like Whoopi Goldberg had a bad time in America. You're saying that I had a bad time. And like, yeah, you didn't do anything. You're the scion of a wildly talented fucking singer, and that's all you did.
Well, yeah, he's not saying that. he's trying to act like he has a job in that moment. He's just like, look at me, I'm doing good, I'm black.
You can hear the dopamine rushing into his brain as he's just like having this like moment of like just inflated ego. People are looking at me online.
You can hear Chet Hanks in the other room going, "Yo, you want to hit this blunt, man?
Yo,
I laced it with pressed Xanax."
I wish both of us were talented.
But now we're left with the question: why did he do this? Why did he jump in front of a bullet for this guy?
Money or power?
But from Dean Browning, like if it'd be one thing if he was like just totally...
He's a pathological liar. Pathological liars do that. They just like get obsessed with like twisting the lie into this unbelievable thing until the bottom drops out, and then it becomes this huge scandalous story. But like he gets off on lying.
Well, because the thing is, this guy he did not have like a very heavy presence on Twitter other than this, if it is indeed him. But we don't even know if he maybe sent those videos to Dean Browning to cover his own ass. And all I'm saying is, like, I think him and Dean Browning are fucking.
Wait, you lost me. What's going on?
It's the only explanation. How would these two people know each other? Who would jump
They're just both conservatives.
Yeah, but who would jump in front of a fucking bullet for Dean
Browning exists, right? I thought he was another alias. This guy.
No, Dean Browning is real. Dean Browning is the county commissioner of Lehigh County. Like, he exists. Okay. He's the guy who's running for Congress. He does something stupid where it's revealed that he has this fake, like, black gay Twitter persona.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the gay black Twitter persona, they find it, and then it starts tweeting videos of Patti LaBelle's son. And you're like, okay, was it this guy's account, or was this real from the beginning? Like, either way, both of these people are dickheads. But what I'm saying is, they probably started like, maybe seeing each other in like the beginning of October when this account goes online, because all of a sudden now he actually has a gay black man in his life and maybe feels like, oh, well, like they're talking about it. They are both conservatives, because you can look at this guy's Facebook and he's definitely a conservative dude. So I'm thinking, that's the only explanation is these guys are hooking up.
Did you take Adderall today? How did you come up with this theory?
What other explanation could there be for
They're
why?
just both conservative shitheads who
But why
hang
would
out
you go
together.
down for Dean Browning?
They don't think. Yeah, they didn't think they were going to go down though.
I mean, I think, anytime a pathological liar gets exposed, it is just sweet.
Well, this
sweet
is two of them. This is a dyad.
Yeah,
that's two big fucking liars.
That's sweet nourishment right there.
And Dean Browning probably has a wife, so that's a love triangle.
That's what I'm saying.
Right there.
Yeah.
Trouble in paradise.
Yeah, because they are both from like the Philly area, right? So you can imagine Patti LaBelle's rich. He works for Patti LaBelle. He's like the office assistant there. There's a very good chance that their social circles could have interacted at some point.
Yeah, I think that's true, but just without the gay sex part.
That's got to be it. They got to be lovers.
Lovers.
But yeah, so that was what I did all day today. Also, he's back to just like tweeting normal shit now. He's just like, I'd really like to see AOC and Candace Owens have a debate. And it's like, you threw your boyfriend directly under the bus, bro. You're a fucking dick.
This is the Republican way. You disacknowledge what happened and you move on.
Yeah,
I bet he gave him some cash to do that.
That's what I think. He either paid him or they're fucking. That's it. That's the only two options. Or this guy's just really weird. Because
also,
I think that's probably.
But that's what I'm saying is like even really weird guys are like he's not gonna do all this for a county commissioner. That's all I'm saying. You do this for Trump. You do this for like somebody high up in the Trump organization, not for this fucking weird loser.
They're just buddies.
No, I agree. They're totally banging.
That's what I'm saying. Speaking of banging, Carter, where can people find you?
You can find me.
Where's your OnlyFans?
My OnlyFans, you can find me. I look at my own OnlyFans and my only fan of my OnlyFans. But you can find me on Carter_Glasscock on Twitter and Instagram. Go to my website, carterglasscock.com. My album, The Crystal Pistol, is coming out December 7th on Radland Records, so be on the lookout for that. And, that's where you can find me.
Hell yeah. Sam, where can people find you online?
Slam Harder on Twitter. I am off social media. I did post a video of Cooper kicking a TV in our garage the other night.
You gotta tell me when you're down there kicking TVs. That looked like fun.
Oh, yeah. We were just taking out the garbage together.
Okay.
And, He told me not to film the second kick, and he fucking destroyed it on the second. We should have videoed that one.
Cut your foot.
Yeah.
I mean, what's done is done, and I'm sure it was the barrel laughs.
It was one of those things where he destroyed it so hard, both of us were like, let's get out of here right now.
If someone saw that, we're in trouble.
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And of course, the best way to support the show, head over to patreon.com/thegoodspod, or second best way to support the show, go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, and we will